Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope everyone's having a blessed morning. I am having a blessed morning. I woke up, the Lord blessed me to wake up, which I'm really, really happy about that, as you should be happy, right? Of waking up, of the Lord blessing you to wake up on this beautiful, beautiful Saturday. Yes, yes, I'm fresh out. So if you see a little sweat on me, don't mind that, okay? I'm fresh out, fresh out. Yes. So, um, let's get right into this. Basically, we're gonna get right into this. So, yesterday my uncle came to see me, and me and my uncle been talking. Me and my uncle been talking for a couple of years, and basically we was talking about our family tree. But my uncle started giving me bits and pieces about who we are. Right? Basically, my uncle. Shout out to Uncle James. You know, you do the paperwork, you did the research, you did everything that you had to do to find out our actually family tree, and I thank you so much, and to recognizing and understanding who we are, and I really really appreciate it. You won't be able to do it without the creator, basically, right? So yesterday, um he came up with the papers actually, and I saw black and white, and a lot of it was gearing towards Puerto Rico. A lot of it was gearing towards Puerto Rico. So we talked a little bit because he got home. So we talked a little bit, basically, and he said that my great grandfather told him that we wasn't slaves. We wasn't slaves. So I could trace it all the way back, because my uncle, he showed me. I think he showed me. It was it basically was a boat, and it had Portuguese on it, and then it had Guinea. Right? It had Guinea on it, and it said slave and free ship. Free ship. Hmm. I'm a Monsanto's, basically. I'm a Monsanto's. And the Monsanto's, hold on one second. The Monsanto's, right? And I'm going to give you a brief understanding who are the Monsanto's. Basically, they come from they come from Portugal, right? One second. And this is going to basically say what set of Jews we are. Hold on one second. Let's
Sephardic. Sephardic.
So the Monsantos are Sephardic Jews. They're a set of Jews, right? Basically. And I'm going to go over that again, right? Monsanto families were Sephardic Jews who derived their name from Monsanto, meaning holy mountain, and in a valley in Portugal. They had lived there for a time. People who outwardly um, conform to Catholic Church, but continue to practice Judaism and um, private. There's now, as I look at this, there's only two reasons. As you dribble and dabble into basically a religious state, right? There's only two reasons that you can confirm, right, to another religion after being Jewish, basically, right? It's either two things, well, actually three things. Either they forced it upon you to change your way of life, to change your religion, right? Or you change your religion due to persecution or fear of death, right? Or you understand the assignment. When a new prophet come, you drop the old scriptures and pick up the new scriptures, basically. right? So you basically because they all Jewish, basically. They all Jewish, basically. So the Torah and the Bible is just basically the same book, but it's different revelations. So that's either the three ways that you can drop a religion, right, or a way of life and pick up the new one, because there's new scriptures, there's new rules and regulations, and you want to get away from the old regulations, because the old regulation may be kind of harsh, maybe kind of like not punishable, but a little bit of harsh and a little bit of ways. Like in the Old Testament, it may say that go you can drink you can't drink out of bottled water, but the New Testament says you can drink out of bottled water. You understand? So it's new rules and regulations. So you would basically drop that and pick up the new scriptures, basically. You understand where I'm coming from? So I hope you can follow through with what I'm saying. That's either the three ways that happen. Either you fear of persecution, basically, right? Or fear of death. So you confirm into a new way of life, but secretly you're practicing your Jewish tradition and rules and regulations. You see, they said privately they practice their Jewish ways. So basically, what it sounds like to me, the wording, I don't believe the wording that it was forced upon them, and then secretly they practice, knowing that inside their heart they are Jewish and they are the real Israels. So we can date that information back to that. But before we get into the topic, basically, that I'm Jewish, keep your eyes open and your head on the swivel. There's murder, death, kill going on out here, not just physically, spiritually and mentally. Right? Been there, done that. Been there, done that. Been there, done that. All right? Live the life, leave the life. Ain't no thing. Murder, death, kill. I'm married to the game, and the game is married to me. Basically, it's married to me. Let's give back this barbaric, evil, twisted, demonic devil. Whoever procreated this, give it back, give it back, give it back, as it sit upon us individually and as it overspread us as a community. And we keep this thing going on. Please like, share, subscribe to the dopest channel out right now on YouTube. That's coming with heat and bangers, basically. This is all big facts. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll know when I'm dropping knowledge, and when I'm dropping heat, and I'm dropping bangers for you and I to get past the hump and uncover darkness and uncover traps and uncover these certain things that's planted there for our demise, basically. On this channel, we do not promote violence. We do not promote ignorance. We do not promote you smoking weed or drinking or smoking cigarettes or doing these things. This channel and calling each other these offensive names, derogatory names, basically. This channel is to uplift you. This is what this channel is about. Beloved brothers and sisters, kings and queens, ladies and gentlemen, prince and princess. This is what this channel is about, right? I'm coming to you with knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and experience from a spiritual eye. On this channel and everywhere out on this world, you're going to see a lot of weird things. You're going to hear a lot of weird things that make you go, or what's going on? But over here, we expose it. We eradicate it. We dissect it. We pull the skirt up, and then we present it to all of our followers and our fans on this platform right here. Basically, this is what we do right here. This is what we do. This is the dopest channel. Please like and share, because contrary to what individuals say, my topic is not really a hot topic. If you go check out in the algorithm, the topics they talking about all these other topics instead of basically talking about certain things that would count for you and I to get past dark times and encourage us on how to improve our condition and reform ourselves so we can get to the next level in life. Basically, I'm not upset about that, but I try not to basically dibble and dabble into celebrity gossip. Now, what we're going to talk about, I'm going to talk about the brothers that got caught up in Brooklyn, the game. I'm going to basically talk about that, and I'm going to give my opinion on that after this. After this, I'm going live again. I'm going to talk about that, but when I talk about it, it's going to be a different way. Now, back to the hand of my topic, basically, and over here we listen to a little jazz music as we uncover certain things that's within inside of ourselves, so we can recognize on who we are and where we come from. Basically, it's not easy. It's not easy being an indigenous person of this land. It's not easy. A lot of things was taken from us. It was stolen from us, and we was backdoored, basically. And I'm going to definitely get into that too. If you're going to get into that. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for tuning in, for being up with me. 5:40 in the morning. I appreciate whoever you are that's tuning in. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. I won't be able to do this without you tuning in and liking and sharing this dope content, this dope bang of heat information that's coming from you. I'm about to get into it, basically. It might be a little long. Okay? Peace. Thank you so much for being up with me. Thank you so much. I know you probably got to go to work. Just give me a little bit of time of your time, while you getting dressed, while you brushing your teeth. I want you to listen to my words because we need this. We need each other. Each one teach one. That's how we do over here. Team flow. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Okay, let's get right into this. I was talking a little bit basically before I got into this. Yes. So I trace my family tree back into the 1700s, basically. Well, me and my uncle, he came to see me yesterday, so I traced that back, basically, or my great-great-grandfather. My family, right, on my father's side, are Puerto Rican and West Indian from St. Thomas, basically. So my family and them came off the boat, right? They came off the boat, or they came off the ship, and the ship says slaves and free, basically. So you had those that was enslaved, and you had those that was free, basically. What I'm getting to and what I understand, please go check out my part one to this. Part one. Go check that out. So this is part two. So what I'm getting with this is that basically is that my grandfather, right? They was Jewish, basically. The real Jews that came from Portuguese. And what I'm getting from this, as I look back and I retrospect, when I was thinking about in my bed as I'm laying down, my grandfather knew how to operate boats and ships. My grandfather knew how to navigate through the seas, because what I'm getting from the spiritual sense, that he helped guide Portugal to navigate through the waters, basically. Because this was back in the 1700s, as I'm giving. And this is why he told Uncle, if you watching and you listening, this is why he told you that nobody was enslaved. And that lets you know that people was free. At that time, if you had money going on, especially in Portugal, if you have money going on, and you had some type of knowledge, wisdom, understanding, dealing with navigation through the seas, or do navigation through what? Astronomy, the stars, the moon, and sun. If you had that, basically, that would get you through the hump in the darkness, at the darkness. Now, it's not saying that you don't care about everybody, but you're looking at for your bloodline. You're looking at for your family and who you are. Sort of like, you ever seen the movie Django? Freeman Django? Sort of like that. But I'm not saying that it was actually like that. It probably was actually like that. The killing and murder against people. Sort of like that. Right? So I traced it all the way back to Moses, the bloodline. The bloodline. I got the actual documentations right there that my uncle gave me a copy of this. A copy of it. And this is dating back 1870. He wrote down religion. See, he wrote, my uncle wrote Israelite, but inside right here, right, it's Monsanto and religion. In this column over here, it says Jewish. It says Jewish in here right here. As you see this, my uncle got all the documentation. He has everything. He brought the file to me. So now that clears up a lot of things that what I was saying before, that we was backdoor, the ancient, the descendants, right? Not the ancient ancestors, because the ancient ancestors together, right? They didn't speak. They spoke what? Telepathically to one another. Who backdoor was the descendants of the ancient ancestors. And every civilization has an ancient ancestor, basically. And, they must have foresaw what was going to go on. So this is why they basically had individuals to go out and settle in different civilizations, basically. You understand where I'm coming from? Because basically, if you look at it, right, I'm talking about after the flood. Because Noah is an ancient ancestor. He's ancient. He's not an ancestor. He's ancient. So he will be considered an ancient ancestor, basically. Noah. Before that, it was Adam, basically. So during Adam time, there was no religion, basically. And during Noah time, there was no religion. There was no religion, basically. No, it was not. It was belief or non-belief. That's all it was. So we come from that bloodline of belief. And there's another bloodline that didn't believe. They didn't care. They was on it. However you want to say it nowadays, they was on demon time. They was on devil time, right? They was on murder, death, kill. Live the life, leave the life. Ain't no thing. I'm married to the game and the game is married to me. They was on that time. The time we was on was to worship one creator. So with the ancient ancestors, basically, was praying to the utmost high, the almighty, the mega, the alpha. He begets not noise, he begotten. They prayed to keep that bloodline sacred. And he agreed to it. He agreed to that, basically. So as you look at history go, there was always that murder, death, kill. Live the life, leave the life, ain't no thing. I'm married to the game and the game is married to me. It was always that. Always that. Right? So they fought each other. Fought and fight and killed each other. This was during the ancient times where there was pyramids, a lot of pyramids. There was a lot of pyramids. There wasn't buildings the way you see it right now. All these buildings, that's not the way it was. It was pyramids at that time, basically. So as time go on, the Creator says in scriptures that he named prophets and messengers that you know and those that you don't know, basically. So during this time, right? I don't know the actual name of the prophets and messengers. As the bloodline keep going down, it went all the way down to Noah, right? It went down to Noah, and then Noah bloodline, and in his seed, it birthed what? It birthed the religion. That's when religion came about. But before that, it was belief or non-belief, basically. In the first way of life, in the first scriptures, right, came through Noah bloodline, which is the actual what? The worship of one creator. He said that I'm not going to leave you in darkness. I'm not going to leave you in darkness, dumb, deaf, and blind. So he made an agreement with the ancient ancestors to keep that bloodline sacred and blessed, right? And he has not failed in his plan yet. He has not. So basically, as the bloodline, now to break it down, are all of us that have this color, right? The indigenous people of the earth, the very earth, the very earth, right? The uply God righted ones, because at that time too, those that was living the murder, death, kill, live the life, leave the life, ain't no thing. I'm married to the game, and the game is married to me. They was called the uply God right ones also, because they was in tune too. Basically, it didn't speak, right? They telekinesis is the tool that they use, right? And telepathically they talk to one another. Okay, so are they was considered that one? My option, yes, but they different. Lady, this is what he said. That he said mankind was but of one nation, and then what happened? They differ later. So that's the beginning of mankind. That's the beginning of mankind that he's talking about. So you have to figure out, but some of us can't figure out. This is why we have to go deep, deep in spirituality. This is why spirituality is what is the foundation to your existence. So do Noah, after the flood, Noah was like 1,000 years old. 1,000 years old. So do that, right? Through that, he had his sons, which is true, and through there, right, the Jewish religion came about, and the Torah came about, right, the chosen ones, because the reason why they was chosen, right, because the ancient ancestors that was given access to talk to the Creator directly, telepathically speaking with them, and had ability to transform their spirit in and out freely out their body, to go beyond the zones of the heavens, to sit amongst the angel and teach the angel. This is the bloodline that we come from. Brothers and sisters, kings and queens, ladies and gentlemen, prince and princess. I can prove that bloodline is inside of me. I can prove it dating back to the 1700s. Even personally, can go back to my great-great-grandfather and his great-great-great-great-great-grandfather that was in Portugal, was helping navigate individuals to selling through the earth, dealing with astronomy. My bloodline, basically. This is why my great-great-grandfather said that who was slaves? Everybody was not slaves. So that led me to believe that he was free. And somewhere down the line, I'm getting that he was backdoored. He was backdoored, right? Because how can he know to go to Puerto Rico? We had family in Puerto Rico in the 1700s. We had family there, because he navigate back and forth from Puerto Rico to St. Thomas, from St. Thomas to Puerto Rico. even the St. Croix, all of these Virgin Islands, all of these islands, basically my family, especially is a large presence in Puerto Rico. Monsanto derived from what? Portuguese and Spanish. You pick the origin. It's a Latin, it goes both ways. So from that, it's the rich history, basically. And plus with the Jewish way of life, it's amazing that we found out. But I know for sure, right? And I feel it in my bones that my great-great-grandfather helped individuals navigate through the waters and through the earth because they knew what they knew not. Basically, this is where the back door started happening. The descendants, right, of the ancient ancestors, the ancient ancestors did not backdoor each other. The descendants did, basically, and got jealous and haughty and started murdering people, right? It was a big chain that they did, basically, or towards those, especially the Jewish religion. Everybody didn't like the Jewish religion. Everybody didn't like that. They was being persecuted. So as we see it now, right? Then Christianity came, right? Jesus came. And that didn't last for long. Because the killing, and the trying to kill him and trying to murder him, basically, because it was new teaching. He told them, listen, this is the new teaching, this is new revelation. You have to do away with the old one and pick up the new, basically. That's how the new way of life start, basically. That's how it starts, right? Once a new revelation come, you drop the old and you pick up the new one. So I'm going to tell you all of the indigenous people of this land, of earth, the fathers of civilizations, the ladies of civilization, women, children, all around the world, basically, that the Creator never failed in his promise to mankind, and especially those with the rich blood that civilized what? Civilized the universe, civilized earth, civilized every civilization that we know. He gave us what? He gave us Islam. Basically, to be Muslim. That's why he said, I did not fail my promise. He said, on this day, I fulfilled my promise. He's talking about the bloodline, that now all people could come to him, because at one particular time, it just was what? Jewish. It was Jewish. It just was that bloodline. I'm telling you, this is actual fact. This is facts. He fulfilled his promise all the way to the ancient ancestors that believed in the oneness of him, that worship him, right? That freely went in and out the earth, all went out the earth because they was given permission to do that, basically. And this was time where there was no religion. It was non-belief or belief. We come from the belief. I could trace my bloodline back to belief. I'm not one of those individuals that's standing on the corner like the Israelites and standing there. I can trace it and have documentation, black and white, on who I am. Black and white, basically. He said it. I'm not going to leave you dumb, deaf, and blind in darkness, because the ancient ancestor foresaw what was going to happen with the angels. The angels was dropping on them, It was knowledge. The angels was telling them things that happened before their creation, what they saw. So the ancient ancestor wrote down on the pyramid what was going on, what was going to happen in the future, because the angels foresaw what happened before man was created. The angels was here. They was here. So the ancient ancestors, right, wanted to warn us about the future ahead. And also through their bloodline, it came with talent, it came with magic, it came with invention, it came with navigation, science, doctors, anything that you name, that was in our bloodline. That's in our blood. Because we here to civilize. We're not here to kill nobody. We're here to civilize the uncivilized. It's to civilize what? Existence of mankind, basically. Of mankind in all of kingdoms, basically, to make sure there's justice and balance. This is why he created, and this is why the ancient ancestor prayed, and then the creator, the almighty, he's not a man. He is not a man. He's just energy. He's just existing, right? He lives. He just existing. He doesn't eat. He doesn't sleep. He doesn't use the bathroom. He don't have no wife. He don't have no kids. It's just, he just exists. They prayed to him, and he said, I'm going to fulfill your prayer and keep that bloodline sacred and blessed. This is why all messengers kept going to the Jewish, because they was the first in creation. They come from that very, very, very beginning of creation of mankind. But at this time, there wasn't Jews and Christians, right? So a lot of them forgot their ways, but there was still some of them that was with Noah that still had the teaching and belief of one creator. So that's why the flood happened, to wash away. And as the flood washed away, it built on top of our pyramids. It was a new beginning. This is why the creator gave the rainbow to promise that he would never destroy mankind like that no more, like he did before, because he destroyed them. They backdoor and disrespect him. There was only a few of us that still had that link and that belief and that bloodline of the ancient ancestors that believe in one creator. Everybody started going against. They did. That's a time of belief or non-belief. So through Noah, he birthed religion. And he birthed what? Jewish. Because he made the promise to the ancient ancestor. He said he never failed in the promise. He kept that bloodline. He kept that sacred oneness to him, to worship him. That's why he said, you forgot your agreement. He told him, you forgot your agreement. Remember your agreement that you made with your ancient ancestors? They was blinded by ignorance. Yes. That's why he kept sending messengers and prophets to them, basically, because they was disobeying and being disrespectful towards him. Yes. This is actual fact. Then he came with Jesus. Then the last one, the greatest of them all, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. That was the last of Revelation. That's it. It's cut off. It's cut off. Now it's cut off. It's not going to be no more Revelations. That's it. So I come from that very, very, very bloodline. We come from that bloodline. You have to trace on who you are, so it could be a better you, so you can elevate. Did they have the murder, death, kill back then? Yes, they did. They had the same us like this with that attitude back then. Yes, that's why I was fighting amongst what? Amongst the ancient ancestors, not the ancient ancestors, among the descendants. Remember, I'm talking about ancient, maybe like 10 ancients, right? After that is the descendants of the bloodline. They was fighting and was losing their way, but their bloodline he kept that bloodline of the oneness of him. He didn't say. That's why he said, I'm not going to leave you in darkness, because he could have left you in darkness and destroyed everybody. So he did that before. That's why he said, go out to the land and see what those that came before you. Go out the land in the earth and see what I did to those before you, mankind. He said that it is not I that wrong mankind. It is mankind that wrong themselves, basically. This the Alpha Omega speaking. This the Alpha Omega. Do you know who you're talking to? You're talking to a spiritual king that been for years and years and years and years dealing with the spiritual realm and giving access to the unseen world. Just a bit of it. That's all I need. Thank you so much, Creator. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Basically. So it solidified the things that I was talking about. It solidifies. Remember, I said that we wasn't Jews or Christians at first. Remember, go back. Remember, I said it, and that's without even reading no books. I didn't read no books. I got that information directly from the spiritual realm. And now I showed you in black and white to confirm who I am. A spiritual leader, a spiritual guide, a spiritual beacon that is dropping knowledge and bangers and heat upon you to uplift us, to bring us to the light. This is facts, brothers and sisters. I plays no game when it comes to that. I'm a righteous man. Uply God right one. Uply got it right one. I'm of that bloodline, and so are you. Find yourself so we can find each other and connect and take back what's ours. Wow. That was deep. The Creator confirmed. He confirmed it through this. He confirmed it through this. He confirmed it for me. So there you go. There you go. For those that want the black and white, there you go right here. There's proof of who I am. Dating back to the 1700s. Even before the 1700s, I'm thinking that 17, the 14, the 1300s. My bloodline, grandfather and them, basically, with the Jewish belief in the one Creator before it was tarnished and destroyed and backdoor, basically. The forefathers of existing, of the what? The ancient ancestors that didn't speak, that talked telepathy to the Creator directly and got directly information with him and used to sit amongst the angels, and the angels used to teach them, and they used to teach the angels, the ancient ancestors. This is facts, brothers and sisters. This is who we are. This is who we are. So I'm proud. I'm proud of my Jewish heritage. I'm proud of what? Of being half Puerto Rican. I'm proud of being what? West Indian, St. Thomas, St. Croix. My family helped build the synagogue in St. Thomas. The Monsantos. Because what? Jewish from Portuguese. We came from Portuguese. So that means that if we came from Portuguese, uncle, that means that we navigate and went to Guinea and picked up servants. I'm not even going to say slaves, servants, or whoever you want to call them, servants. That means that my great-great-grandfather and father and them basically helped navigate individuals to go to Africa. That means that he'd been there before. You see that? That means that they've been all around the world before. America, Puerto Rico, all of these places. My bloodline helped navigate. That's why he wasn't backdoored for that, because he helped navigate individuals through where they didn't have the knowledge. Astronomy, Dealing with what? Because it was already inside of him, basically. Because he's from the ancient ancestors. That bloodline. Be in tune with that. The Creator will help you navigate through that. Teach you that. You understand? That's why they come to America and come to Puerto Rico and come to St. Thomas, St. Croix, all of these places. My family helped navigate that. I'm thinking that they try to backdoor him and he fled. That's what I'm thinking, because he said, who was slaves? He wasn't no slaves. And he said they were forced and disgust. That's what my uncle was saying. And he had boats that traveled back and forth from Puerto Rico to St. Thomas, to St. Croix. All of these places is documented. It's documented. Talking to a spiritual king, righteous man amongst you, with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and very wise. Basically. And this is what we do. Each one teach one, brothers and sisters, basically. So I just want to share a little bit of that, some of my history, some of my family tree that I have traced back, basically, through spirituality without even having this. This just came to me. It just came. It just came. It just came. My uncle wrote this right here. Right? 1870 right here. Religion, Israelite. He put Israelite, but up here is Jewish. Is Jewish from Portuguese. And I told you their names. It wasn't a lot of them. Very small branch of them, basically. We're going to go over it again, okay? Sephardic. There you go. Brothers and sisters, kings and queens. The Monsanto name is Jewish. Jewish mixed in Spanish and Portuguese. Monsantos. There you go. Brothers and sisters, kings and queens. So I would like to end this live with I love you. I love you. Please like, share, subscribe to the dopest channel out right now on YouTube. Basically, yes. This is the dopest channel. Please don't forget to hit the notification bell. Don't forget it. You know, you'll be there and you'll know when I'm dropping heaps and bangers for you. And bangers. Okay? Keep your eyes open and your head on the swivel. There's murder, death, kill going on out here. Not just physically, spiritually, and mentally. Right? Live the life. Leave the life. Ain't no thing. I'm married to the game and the game is married to me. Right? Let's give the demonic, evil, twisted, barbaric way of life back to the procreators, which is what? Which has plagued our community and plagued us, right, with sickness and death and murder, and individually and collectively. Let's eradicate this. I'm coming with knowledge, wisdom, understanding, experience from a spiritual eye. Basically, been there, done that. Yes. Brothers and sisters, kings and queens, ladies and gentlemen, prince and princess. Yes. Just want to share that with you. That's it. It shows you, to tell you what I'm talking about. Shows you I have a deep understanding of religion, of the spiritual world. It shows you that. That confirms it. That connection is there. That's why I'm here to uplift us and talk against this murder, death, kill. And which plagued us. I've seen it years and years. I'm here now. Austin Flow is here. Austin is here now. I'm here, I'm on deck, and I'm gonna put heads to bed and correct all the murder, death, kill, and give it back. That's right. Respect us. It's evil, demonic. I see you. Peace, y'all. Peace.